An Air Force nurse cared for a sick passenger for 8 hours on an international flight. Welcome back to Good News Friday, everybody. This is where we take a bit of a break and talk about the good things that service members and veterans are out there doing to head into the weekend with some positivity. Today we'll be talking about Air Force Captain Theresa Ziegler, or Ziegler. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. She was 2 hours into a 10-hour flight that took off from Tokyo when that famous announcement came over the PA asking if any medical personnel were on the plane. Ziegler, who is an Air Force flight nurse assigned to the 18th Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron, volunteered herself to help. She found a man struggling to respond to questions with pale skin and immediately began treating him with the help of a civilian nurse. While assessing the situation, she stabilized the man, spoke with a doctor on the ground through the plane's radio, spoke with his wife to get a medical history, and briefed the flight attendants and pilots on all of this. It's at this point, though, where she really became a hero. Typically, when there's a sick or injured person on a flight, the plane is diverted so the person can be treated. This just honestly sucks, especially if you're on a really long international flight. And yeah, it's a bummer that the person got sick, but we all just want to get where we're going, and flying is bad enough as it is. Well, Captain Ziegler was able to keep the plane heading to its destination by stabilizing the man and agreeing to stay with him for the entire 8 hours that remained on the flight. So instead of taking a nap, watching a show, reading a book, or raw dogging the flight like a psycho, she treated him for what amounts to an entire day's work. For this, she was awarded the Air and Space Achievement Medal on February 18th at Kadena Air Force Base in Japan. She said, "My job out here is the exact same thing I did on that flight. Because of that, I was able to better understand what he might be going through and how the change in altitude was affecting his condition." That will do it for this week, but we will be back with more good news next Friday. And if you have a story we should cover, send it to me at kyle.gunn@taskandpurpose.com. Until then, feel free to read this story and many more at taskandpurpose.com, and follow us here and everywhere else because it makes us feel good.